Hey guys, Kasem here. So in this video, we're going to talk about what costs go into starting a new agency, from A to Z, everything. So um, without further ado, let's get into it, and I'll see you in the computer.
All right, guys, so here we are. How much money does it take to start client SEO, specifically to start an agency? How much money do you have to put in to get at least your first client? So the hard truth is, this might surprise you, might not. You don't need any money to start. You can start with $0 and you could cold call, cold email, all manually with a regular Gmail. You cold call with your own phone that you already have, or I mean, if you're really strapped for it, if you can't even cold call, if you don't have a phone, you don't have to do that. You can email, like I said. If you don't have a laptop, if you don't have anything for that, you can literally go into businesses. But honestly, if you don't have money for like a phone or a laptop, like these are things most people in the first world already have. If you don't have that, you should get a job. That's something that a lot of people don't mention, but I mean, I think you need a job to at least have some money to be able to spend on at least these bare essentials. Like without a laptop, how are you going to do the SEO work for them? Like just if they're paying you $500 a month, that's not enough to like buy a solid laptop and then put money into their campaign as well. So also, I mean, I would recommend going for like a little higher than 500 a month. But again, if you're starting, then maybe you might have to take your first client on for 500 bucks a month and just get them some results, and they give you testimonial, so you can use that to really get more clients. Let's go into, obviously, I don't want to make the whole video about how you can start with $0. Let's go into what you could spend money on when you're starting your agency. So keep in mind, this is before you get any clients, so obviously you're not spending money on any campaign. So once you get your first client, then you've already started your agency. It's already a functioning agency. You have a client, and you're focused on getting more clients and ranking your current client or clients. Without any clients, what you want to do, number one, is you want to have an agency website. Having a website is important, and I would recommend that over, even though my first bullet point is creating an LLC, I would recommend getting that website hosted, obviously. And if you have a designer who you know like who can do a design for you, if you're not good at design, I know I'm not that good at website design, then you can hire someone. But for the pricing on that, I put 50 to $150 a year for the agency website and hosting. Depends on the host you go for. I recommend SiteGround. I'll leave the link for them in the description. But I do recommend them as my favorite host for any site in general. And then going back to the first bullet point, creating an LLC, that depends on where you live. I'm not going to get into a whole debate about LLC versus S Corp or whatever. If you really want to go into it, do your own research. But the pricing varies. Could be $100, could be $500, could be a little bit less, could be even a little bit more. It really depends where you live, especially in the U.S. State to state, prices vary a lot. So outside of the U.S., I have no idea. You'll have to just look that up on your own. But pricing is around that space for the most areas that I've seen. And then moving on, website email, that's going to be like $5 a month from G Suite, not much at all, but it does make you look a lot more official. And I would recommend doing that for everyone. So those are the main necessities that you want to do first to spend money on. And then some bonuses that you can add onto those, which I do usually recommend if you have budget for it, is an email outreach software. $20 a month for Mailshake is one I recommend for most people. So with that, you just connect your G Suite to Mailshake, or any email, any Gmail, you can connect to them. I think they work with like Outlook too, so you can do that if you'd like. But I've used Gmail with them. If you want to buy leads, which I don't do too much of, you usually go with the scraper route, which is below that. But if you do want to buy leads, you can get usually some more detailed information on companies from like a vendor like Info USA. You can get some really nitty gritty details on some businesses. So if you want to go that route and really specific outreach, you might want to buy those leads. They are going to be a bit more expensive, around that like $1 a lead range. Depends, could be more, could be less, depends on how much information you want. But they are a lot more expensive than if you just scrape them yourself. Scraping them yourself is going to be $97 for Scrapebox. There are some other ones out there, but I generally use Scrapebox, and Most people do that. It's great for SEOs. I would recommend that. But as you can see, I mean, the pricing, it's not that much. Like if you have a couple $100, that's going to be great because you don't have to create that LLC until you have your first client. Because until you have your first client, like you're not really a full-fledged business. It's in the concept phase. So once you have that first client, you can use that money from that client to then go and create an LLC or create any sort of company that you like. And I know at least in the States, again, I can't speak for laws outside the States, but you can be a sole proprietorship without having to create an LLC. LLC is mainly just for some tax purposes and also liability purposes, but that doesn't really matter for you before you have any clients. So again, I recommend basically my philosophy is to use the money that the clients give you to then invest into your own business with that money. So you don't have to really put any money up front, and that's the whole selling point of client SEO versus like affiliate is you don't have to put that money up front, and you can start with legitimately $0 out of pocket. So that's that. Let's conclude this. Now, in conclusion, what we learned was you don't need any money to start. I really want to stress that to you guys. No money down, like some commercials. No money down needed, guys. But it really is that simple. You can do it all on your own, at least at the start. Once you have clients, you get that money from your first client, and then you can fund and help automate outreach for other clients. And then as you get more and more clients, you can get more and more complicated with it and extensive in your outreach. And you can hire salespeople if you want. You can do all sorts of things. The more you make, the more clients you have. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment. If you have any suggestions for future topics or you want to learn something, let me know. Make sure to join our Facebook group, Digital Gladiator on Facebook, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.